Hi, Saj Hussain here, and I've just arrived for a business network meeting in Birmingham at a Tipu Sultan restaurant in Birmingham. If you're familiar with it, it's run by a very good friend of mine, Abid Khan, called Chutney and Chat, where we've got not only great networking and speakers sharing their knowledge and experience with us, but also with a fantastic curry. What could be a better format? And I thought I'd use the opportunity to do a quick video just to share with you some thoughts around networking. Now, I've been involved in networking quite a long time, and people sometimes wonder why I'm so active when it comes to networking, business and property networking. So it's probably well over a decade when I first started attending networking events, and there were property networking events, and then later on I started getting involved in business networking events as well. Now, when I first started going to these networking events, I was fairly skeptical as to what the value and the benefit was. What business was I going to get from turning up to an event? Am I going to pick up any clients, business, customers, whatever it might be, from attending an event? But actually, it was only with time I began to realize the power of networking and some of the contacts and connections that you could establish. So for example, people that would become lifelong friends, literally, that I met many years ago. And you see, you've got the opportunity where you can meet people, connect with people, you can bounce ideas off each other. Somebody might become a potential client, somebody else you might be able to help. You might find somebody that can help you at a networking event as well. So this is some of the reasons I kind of stuck with it at the beginning. But it wasn't too long before I realized actually the enormous value in hosting an event and being the host of a networking event. So when I was attending my early property network meetings, if I needed to connect to somebody, if I was looking for a certain type of mortgage broker, for example, or an architect, the first person I would turn to would be the host and say, who do you know who could help me with this? Who could you connect me with? And they generally knew pretty much everybody in the room. Oh, you need to speak to such and such, he comes here regularly, or she's the person you need to speak to. And it helped me grow my contacts and connections very quickly. And then after a few years, I thought, well, actually, if I was to try and host an event, maybe I could try and build connections and contacts faster. But initially I was concerned about my ability to be able to have anybody turn up, or am I going to be there myself? So actually the format was the Birmingham Property Investors Curry Night. Now, you'll have to be a few years in property before you'll remember those events I used to run in the early days. But a few people started coming along, and I was hoping the curry was attracting people there, but networking grew from there. And if you know anything about me, you'll know I've been running PIN meetings for many years as well. And more recently, I've stepped down from doing that because I want to focus on my own events where I have a little bit more freedom and control over the format of how those meetings are actually run. And so the benefit from being a host at an event is, as I mentioned, it means you get to connect with everybody in the room. Now, when I'm attending an event, one of the key things that I'm looking for, and I'm quite open about this, I'm either looking for people, somebody I can help and support in their property journey. I freely give my advice and time as I'm doing right now. And if somebody wants in-depth support or hand-holding through that process, they can work with me more closely, and that's a paid service, as you'd expect. I'm always looking for people who are looking for HMOs to have managed through my letting agency, people who have cash to invest in projects. And if I wouldn't even be able to work out how much cash I've raised over the years from people who invest in my projects. It's literally millions and millions of pounds. Now, it hasn't happened overnight. It's taken a lot of years to do that. But the consistent networking, the relationship building means all these things are out there. And of course, not forgetting the number of property deals I've picked up from people that I've met with, and relationships we've built, and people I've worked with on property projects. So these are things I'm looking for when I'm at an event. But the thing I wanted to share is, so often you'll see people going to a networking event and they can easily confuse what's networking and not working. So let me explain what I mean by that. You go along to a property network meeting, you'll see somebody you recognize, and you'll make a dash for them, a quick hello to them, and then before you know it, you spent 15, 20, 30 minutes chatting away with them. But actually that's somebody you knew anyway. You could have spoken to them anytime, you could have picked up the phone and chatted to them anytime. What you really should be doing is building contacts and connections. But before you do that, you need to have a purpose in terms of what is it you're looking to achieve from a networking event. What's the outcome that you're looking for? So for example, if you've got deals, you're looking for cash to raise, you need to be clear that's the outcome. It doesn't mean you walk around with a notice on your forehead that says, I'm looking for cash to raise, but you have an objective, something that you're trying to achieve. And you're much more likely to achieve that if you know what it is. It's like having a goal. If you don't know what it is, how are you going to know once you've achieved it? And networking can be much more effective if it's more purpose-based in that way. I'm not suggesting run out and start creating networking events. I mean, there's a huge amount of work involved, believe me, in running networking events, but massive benefits from doing so as well. So look, I hope you found this useful. Let me know what's been the key benefit for you in networking, why you attend networking events. In fact, how many events do you attend each month? And are you a networker or a not worker? And if there's anything else that I can help you with, feel free to give me a shout. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Until the next time, take care. Bye now.